So in this video, we're gonna break down Meta's day trade that we took today in the community, and we ended up taking profit for 190%, and we entered 9:32 this morning and exited about 15 minutes before the close. And this was an all-day trade pretty much that worked out pretty good. So we're gonna break it down and show you why I entered and why I exited. So this is the 5-minute chart, and we're gonna zoom out to the weekly. Now I gotta warn you, we're gonna see a lot of lines, and don't get too scared. All right, so we're just gonna zoom in, and hopefully you can see through some of this, but this is a big swoop from the price, and we broke out, and that created this. Now we're gonna zoom into that area, and we can see this is back in April last year, and we pretty much zigzagged in this channel. Now this did create a high, which had another high created in this area, and I used a line to connect the highs to each other. But this was an interesting area because I didn't use the exact high, I used the close, because the close of this candle was a better level. And when I dragged it a little bit further, I seen other levels that connected to it a lot better. So long story short, this one as well came down to this line, held it as support, and then came up. So this was a good line for me to get a good gauge on what the price action could be doing and where the direction of the market could go. So also on this weekly time frame, now I'm going to switch the drawings really quick so you can see a little bit clearer of what is going on. All right, so this 9 EMA, which is the blue line that is diagonal, you can see the price is dipping under it, coming up, and we tried to dip under it, but this time it held up pretty clean, and that's what gave me a good signal that we could have some upside for Meta this week. Now this is this week's candle, which is just today because it's Monday, and you can see right out the gates this week we shot straight up for this big move. Now we're gonna zoom into the 4-hour to see what else I was seeing. Now I'm actually gonna go right back to the drawing that I was at previously, which is the one with the trend line. So you can see that same line we pointed out on that weekly chart, that's diagonal. This is the same line you can see on the 4-hour chart is being used as support here, somewhat there, here, and this was where we were today. Now we're gonna zoom into this area on a 15, but before we do, we're gonna look at the moving averages and see what it's telling us. This was a downward trend, and you can see here we crossed over with the blue line and the yellow line, and we pretty much held it as support, that blue line, which is the 9 EMA, and that served as a good directional signal for us to continue going up. And then also we have some trend lines, and you can see based on this trend line here we broke out. That was crazy because it looks like Meta is actually pushing up after hours, and yeah, we could see some new highs in the morning, and this is about 10:30 at night. So it's very interesting that we are seeing this while I'm recording this video. But we're gonna zoom to the 15-minute chart, which we are on right now. All right, so we're gonna keep this going, and if we take a look at this line, the red one, this is the same trend line. All right, same trend line we've been analyzing, and you can see in pre-market 9:15 we actually held it as support. Even before that, we got above it and somewhat held support above it, and then this was the second test, which is what gave me confidence that we could continue moving up. Now before we did, right, this was my entry. All right, we entered at $1.26 for same week expirations, which is January 10th. No, the 10th, which is Friday. And this was 640 strike. This is the 640 strike on Meta that we grabbed calls on for $1.26, and it did dip down, right? Now, some people will stop out, which I can't, blame them for it. But understanding the moving averages, you could see that we are still bullish as long as we stay above this 50 EMA. But this was a tricky situation because we broke the low of day and broke below this EMA. Looking back at it, you can see the price did come back up and close above it. So this is still a valid play for the upside. And that's exactly what happened. We ended up making new highs. So one member, he actually grabbed some calls for 55 cents, and he held it, and it turned into $4 and I believe 60 cents or something, and that was a 700% gain, right? So just because something dips down doesn't mean it's over. You still got to look at the different time frames to see if the setup is still valid to go in the direction it's been telling you it's been going, right? Because as it's gonna go in your direction, it's gonna have ups and downs, and you got to be able to know throughout the ups and downs, are we still moving in the same direction? So that breakout could really come at any time. You just don't really know when, and you got to be able to read these candles to see what it's telling you, and each candle gives you a lot of information. All right, and that's what we are going to be going over in the 12-week mastermind, start in January 26th. So it's only 10 people that we are accepting, and if you guys are interested, then send me a message or click the link in the bio to register. And on this 15-minute chart, you can see after we got this nice move up, we consolidated, but as we did it, we held this 9 EMA. Now here we did break below, but this was my new level to see if we're going to maintain this uptrend, which the price came down, but we held this line and held this trend line. So long story short, price came back above the 9 EMA and pushed up for that nice move. Now this was the move I was looking for, right? Honestly, I did call out 630 as my target when we was starting to push up, 630 and 636, and I honestly got a little bit scared, right? Because I had a good profit. I was up about 200% at one time. No, it was like 195, and it was make it or break it. I knew I didn't want to hold it for too long, and it dipped down, and this was the exact candle where as the price was going up on this 5-minute time frame, I'm looking at it like, man, I don't know. We could go up, we could go down. We're still bullish because we're above this 9 EMA, but I didn't want to chance it too much. And then we also have this 1-minute chart that you could see how long we was consolidating for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I exited right on this one, so I might need to move this arrow a little bit to the right. And it's so funny. I remember as soon as I exited the trade, bow, nice move up, and then just continued up. And this is, maybe 10 minutes left into the day, so I'm not really I'm not too caught up about it, but it's just crazy. Like 1 minute after I get out. So the good thing is I got profit out this trade, and the members in the team got some good profits. And if you go to the Discord, you could see here. Let's take a look. We got the day trades, and then we got the profits. All right, good old Meta. All right, 100%, 160%, 128%. All right, this is what I like to see. And a couple other trades. This is the 700% trade here, 769. Took 55 cents to $4.75. Man, $423 in one day off of $55. All right, that's the type of energy that we had today in the community and in the markets, and we're looking to continue some good energy and good vibes. And yeah, if you guys want to sign up, the link is in the bio. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.